Hi, welcome back to Real Life. I'm your host, attorney Nicole Shepard, returning with Professor Castille from Southern University Law Center. So how's it going?
It's going great. Obviously, the semester is slowly winding down, or for the students speeding up, because we're getting close to the final exams right now.
Right, and finals are always interesting. And for most people, if you don't know, when I was in law school, we only had this one exam, which was like the scariest thing because it was just the one exam. So is it still like that?
It's still that way for the most part. I give quizzes for my students, but it's only worth maybe 3 or 4% of their final grade. So it's the final exam that makes your grade.
Right. No, it was good, but it was scary. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I teach obviously at Southern University's Law School, but I taught 8 years before that at LSU. I've been teaching at Southern for 11 years now. But my day job is that I'm a partner at a law firm, Taylor Porter in Baton Rouge. I've been there 20 years. I've been a partner for 16 years and a part of the management team. In 2009, I was appointed by the Louisiana Supreme Court to serve on the Baton Rouge City Court bench. Did that for 6 months to cover a spot while Judge White moved up to the state court bench. It was a great experience, and I returned back to the practice of law, and I've been practicing and teaching law school since then.
Okay, so how rewarding is teaching for you?
Oh, it's great. It's I do it. I probably get paid about $0.05 an hour because I'm an adjunct, but I do it because I love it. It's fun every year. I say this is my last year, and I've been saying that for 13 years now. But I come back because it's great to have that intellectual exchange with students of all ages, colors, shapes, sizes, and incredibly bright people who are about to do great things in the world.
Well, I probably get paid about 3 cents an hour because right now I'm an adjunct. I was at Southern University in New Orleans, but I can tell you I do like teaching, and my students appreciate it. And I can tell you that when your students really respect you after law school, I think that's really, really important. And I know there's so many people at SULC who I just love and respect, and you're one of those people. So I'm just always excited to have you guys on. And I see you have on a Southern tie representing.
I have a Southern tie. I have my Southern Life member pin. I'm a member of the Southern Alumni Federation. In fact, I'm running for national president of the Alumni Federation.
Right. So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, obviously I'm a member, and I know Bess is doing a good job, you know, trying to make sure that we're really galvanized in New Orleans. But tell me about the national component.
Yeah, well, the way our Alumni Association is designed is that we have a national organization. It's a corporation, but we have around the country affiliate chapters, which are smaller corporations in cities all over the place, in Los Angeles, in Houston, in Chicago, in D.C., and Southern has obviously a lot of alums all over the country. And so we're organized with a federation of chapters, and we all work together with the national organization being the lead component. And we do a lot to help the university in just growing the alumni base, nurturing them, but also giving back to the students in terms of scholarship and promoting programs. But we're growing that base. We have about 4,000 or 5,000 members now. We'd like to see that grow a whole lot more in the future, obviously.
And so what would you like to do? What would you do different from what's been done what's been done in the past?
Yeah, I will tell you that 2 years ago, one of the things I didn't mention is that I'm also general counsel to the foundation and the federation. I've been general counsel for almost 8 years for the Alumni Federation, the national organization is national counsel. But I've also served as general counsel, the lead lawyer for the foundation. I've got to see an opportunity to see how the organization, the university, the entire system is structured. About 2 years ago, Nicole, the university had made a decision that it was going to close down its laboratory school. I've been the lawyer, I was in a meeting, I heard this, and I decided that, look, I'm an alum of this school. Give me an opportunity to volunteer to see if we can save the school. It was losing about $1 million a year. We were able to put together a program in terms of recruiting students, increasing the enrollment. We went from about $1 million in the hole to $1 million in the black over an 18-month period. So it was a major turnaround with the help of volunteers. We believe that the same volunteers, if you get an opportunity to grow that base of volunteers working together, that we can have the same impact on the entire university system. For any university to be successful, it really needs its alums to be able to support them. It needs the private sector to support them. That's where we come in as alums, that we've got to have the back of the university in a strong way. I think that if we reorganize the Federation such that those chapters really are empowered, where we can pull in students from all across the state and all across the country like we haven't before, we'll have the same pack at the same ratio. We increased enrollment 79% over a 2-year period. If we can have the same or even similar results with the university through volunteers getting together in an organized way, we can change this university around. And we've got all of the cuts going on now with higher education. The state has had some difficult financial times, and that's really squeezed the universities. This is an opportunity for the alums to come in and fill that gap. The university needs us now more than ever. I think we can grow the alumni base. I think we can increase student enrollment through our help, which will in turn help the university, the entire system, financially be able to balance its budget and do some great things, the things that it's designed to do.
Well, I think I'm glad that you guys were able to save the lab school, because I remember the lab school because I would pass it a whole lot on my way to law school. So I think it's important, and I know people who actually worked at the school, and it was really, really good. LSU has a lab school, so I think we needed to make sure that Southern continues to have the lab school. But I also think that we have to do more things so that we do connect with alum. I think that we have to let people know that, hey, this is what you guys are doing, and do real strong marketing pieces and stuff like that, just to kind of let people know, because I had no idea the work that you had put in, and if I had known, I probably would have volunteered with you to try to help, because I think that it's so important for us to make sure that we keep our institutions afoot. I'm real big on Professor Wilson's book about, you know, how the Law Center became, you know, about them. I think that story is so important, and every time I get a chance, I tell people about it, because people need to know Charles Hatfield filed suit, and we got a law center out of that suit. He never became an attorney, but so many of us who attended the law center and then obviously worked at the law center, I think that we have to just remember and just hold his legacy high.
Yeah, you've drawn an incredible connection here, though, because when you talk about the law center, where I teach, where you graduated from, but when you look at the Southern University system, it is one of the few systems, the only system, in fact, that is able to grab young African-American boys and girls at an early age, at 3 and 4 years old, pre-K. I always say that Southern has the ability to educate young folks from pre-K through PhD. Right. There are very few institutions that can say that it has a North Louisiana presence, a New Orleans presence, a Baton Rouge presence, a law school, an agricultural center. So you're able to, with this institution, grab so many people. You know, we now have a waiting list at Southern Lab of 175 students, where people are now knocking down the door, whereas 2 years ago they were talking about closing it. If we can have that same impact, imagine what we can do to with this university, but more importantly, the impact that we will have on the community, on the state, on the economy, the impact that our university has on this state. I don't think people really realize it, and I think it can fulfill its potential.
And you know, one of the things that we talked about with Dr. Kimbrough from Dillard is that just making sure that our graduates see the potential. And I can tell you that graduating from SUNO and then going on to SULC, it was good. It was, you know, it was good. And I mean, I love the system. I did well in the system. But I think you're so correct to educate somebody from pre-K and then take them all the way through that JD or that PhD. I think that's awesome to say, you know, then people can really say, I've been in the Southern system my entire life.
Yeah, you've been in the Southern system your entire life, but it just goes back to, you know, our state is in incredible need for more help, and we're, particularly the alumni, and getting back to that organization, it has the ability to reach back and pull in people and organize itself in a way that it can have that tremendous impact, to raise money that the university desperately needs, to get more support that will say to the legislature that, look, we're here, we're strong, here's our significance, here's our value, here's how we're going to turn this state around. And indeed, turn an entire nation around. I talked about the fact that the Alumni Federation is a national organization. So as I've been traveling the country from the West Coast to the East Coast, the Midwest to the South, you know, you see how broad the reach of Southern University is and its alumni association. So if we can continue to do what we're doing, but do it better and make this great university even better than what it is, I think we can turn the state around.
You know, I think it's so important to mention that we have so many professionals all over the world that are graduates of Southern University.
Yeah, I was SGA president, student government president in 1987, and one of my colleagues works for a major corporation in China. And so it's amazing to see the reach that we have. I mentioned the nation, but we're international in our reach. And so as we always hear the cliche of this is a global economy and that the world is getting small, it really is getting smaller. And I think that we're positioned as a university because we've been around for such a long time. Obviously, we're celebrating 134 and 100 years on the Baton Rouge campus. This is our centennial this year. We have an incredible legacy, and our legacy reaches around the world, and we look forward to having it reach for a very long time and making an impact on this planet.
What got you so involved in the Alumni Association? Like, you saw a need, obviously, and so what sparked it for you?
Well, I will tell you, it really goes back. I started at Southern as a student in 1985. I started off as a pre-med major, and my chemistry professor, of all people, got me involved in policy issues, and ended up changing my major from pre-med to economics so that I can go to law school. And as student body president in 1987, you know, I saw the potential then as a student, and I always said that if I graduated and was successful as I hoped to be, I graduated, worked as an economist in Washington, D.C., went on to law school at Tulane, that I was going to give back as much as I could. And so as an alum, it gave me that opportunity to give back to the university. And so ever since I graduated, I came back to Baton Rouge and 20 years ago and joined my law firm. And I've been involved ever since and looking for opportunities to give back in any way that I possibly can. The Alumni has provided that opportunity for me as well as many others to be able to help the university in ways that we probably couldn't do it. And that organization provides a vehicle to make this university a better place.
Well, I do think the alums are so important to the survival. I can tell you that my first year out of law school, I wrote a check to the law center because I was just really, really excited. I passed the bar.
More.
I did. I passed the bar the first time, all 9 subjects, and I didn't know that until Professor Knott told me, because I was just like, you know, we only knew pass, fail, or condition, and I can tell you that it was really, really exciting and rewarding. But I thank Southern because, you know, people try to figure out where they're going to go, and we all take the same bar. And I tell people all the time that I had some of the best teachers in the country there, and they prepared me. And I did all kind of stuff in law school. I was traveling back and forth to Germany. I went on a cruise. I did all kind of stuff. I was still doing the show in law school, but I was prepared, and you know, and so I'm very thankful to Southern University.
Well, I appreciate all that you've done. Obviously, we have some really bright, shining stars in terms of students, and that's obviously what keeps me coming back as a professor, and that, you know, when you see a student that you've had and they're learning, and then all of a sudden they do just a wonderful job and do fantastic things like you're doing. Keep up the good work. We're proud of you.
Thank you so much. Proud of you also. Tell people how to contact you and any final thoughts. We have about 30 seconds left.
Yes, you can reach me. In fact, my cell phone number is 225-317-3363. I can be found on the web. I can also be reached at my email address, preston.castille@taylorporter.com. I'd love to help with the national campaign. I'm looking forward to serving this great organization. Okay, and then spell out your email address. It's preston.castille, C-A-S-T-I-L-L-E, at Taylor Porter, TAYLORPORTER.com. Okay, and the telephone number one more time. 225-317-3363. All right, thank you so much and have a good night. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching this edition. I'm your host, Attorney Nicole Shepard. Have a wonderful night.